Welcome to Comprehensive Outdoors. My name is Jeff Hale, and this channel is made to help you become a more complete outdoor person, more complete hunter, more complete fisher. Speaking of hunting, today we're going to talk about shooting from the sitting position when you're in a deer hunting or elk hunting situation. So I'm not sure where you live, but where I live, the majority of the time I have to either shoot offhand from standing or shoot from sitting. Although prone is my favorite position to shoot for, and I'm the most accurate from prone, and I can shoot the furthest accurately from prone, it's often not a viable method. And the reason is because here in Western Washington, where we're hunting blacktail, there's so much salal and brush, and if you're hunting in a clear cut, there's just so much that if you get low on the ground and prone, there's no way that you're going to be able to see the deer in most situations. So most of the time here in Western Washington, I'm either shooting offhand, and the shot's usually relatively close, anywhere from 20 to 100 yards. Or if I have an opportunity and it's a little bit longer shot, I can sit down. So I want to talk, how do we sit down in that type of a situation? And then I want to talk to you about a way to practice using a different technique that somebody showed me a long time ago that allows you to shoot accurately out to 300 yards from sitting if you practice. 300 yards sitting is a long shot, and it's a tough shot, especially if you're trying to put something in a 6-inch circle, which you need to be able to do if you're going to put a deer down humanely. So we'll talk about those things. First thing though, let's take a look at this rifle just to make sure. Not only is there nothing in the chamber, but we're just going to go ahead and take the bolt out, right? 100% safe. So we're going to be using this hunting rifle. This is my 7mm mag. Doesn't matter if you're using a 270, a 30-06, a 338, whatever you got. This is what I'm using today, okay? So first of all, we're going to talk about how do I get in a sitting position quickly when I'm hunting. So when you're out hunting, most of the time you're going to have your rifle over your shoulder like this, and you'll see a deer, and you want to be able to get into the sitting position quickly and quietly. So the first thing I do, and this is just me, I get the gun in my left hand, and then I cross my right foot behind, I sit down, put my left arm, rock back, and I'm ready to go. And notice I have my left elbow locked inside my left knee, and I have my right elbow locked on my right knee, and my face is down. And if you can get into this position, you always want to use this position versus an offhand shot if you have time. We'll do that one more time. You're from standing, get the gun in your right hand, cross, roll back, settle. Now that's a great position to use if you can, but that's not very steady past, I would say, 120, 130 yards. What happens, let's say, if you're hunting back east and you're mule deer hunting, where you could have a legitimate shot at 300 or even further, and you still got to hit that 6-inch target, and there's too much either hills in the landscape, or there's brush, or there's ground foliage that will stop you from being able to get prone. How can I shoot that far from sitting accurately? Let me show you something that I learned. So the first thing I'm going to say is if you're going to shoot from sitting from a long distance away, you're going to need a bipod. And I'll do a review on this bipod later. This bipod is made by Javelin. It's a Javelin Spartan. And what's great about it is it uses rare earth magnets, but you can use any kind of a tall bipod. The reason I picked this one is it's super light, I can carry it, and it clicks right into my rifle. So for example, I don't have to walk around all day long with a bipod. I can pull it up, take it off, click it back in, take it off, click it back in, take it off, and it's just held in there by magnets, but any bipod will work. Let's talk about what you're going to do. Most of us, when we're using a bipod and we're trying to shoot at an animal, we will do something like this. We're snug up to the gun. Some of us will turn this way and we'll grab the bipod. Some of us might turn more sideways and grab the bipod. But even that, at 300 yards, is not as steady as what I'm going to show you. Now, if you can get yourself a rifle sling and slacken it up and carry it with enough slack, so it's like this will make you be incredibly steady. Actually take your left leg, if you're a right-handed shooter, and hang it. Lay all your weight on that sling. Take your left hand, put it here, rest it on your elbow, letting that thing hang. Come up and pull in tight. That is so steady, it's not even funny. Now, does it feel a little bit funky? Yes, it does. But what happens is the weight of this leg pulls down while this hand is locked in your knee, pushing up, and it creates the crosshairs being so steady that you can consistently hit at 200 for sure and 300 yards from sitting, right? So, the trick is, you want to be able to take your left leg, throw it through your sling, let the whole leg drop, all that weight. Take your left hand, put it right here, lock it in against your knee, come in. Breath control. Squeeze. I recommend that you go out someplace where it's at least 200 yards. Try shooting from a tall bipod, just like this, regular. Shoot 3 or 4 shots. Then throw your leg through the sling and try that and see if your accuracy and your groups don't tighten up significantly. I'm almost willing to bet that they will. Well, that's it for today. If you get an opportunity before hunting season, go ahead and practice that at the range. And right now, during the COVID lockdown, if you have a bipod and if you have a gunsling, go ahead and practice it. Take the bolt out of your gun and practice it right now. Put a target 12, 15 feet away on a door, a little tiny red one. Turn your scope way down to maybe 2 power, 3 power, and just practice settling on that and seeing how steady it is. All right, well, I hope this tip helped you. If you like my channel, please subscribe, please leave comment, please leave feedback. Much appreciated.